He's calling it a talk show on wheels. Peloton star Cody Rigsby is here to share how he's inspiring change through LOL Cody. That's coming up on Advocate Today. Hello and welcome to Advocate Today. I'm Tracy E. Gilchrist. Peloton instructor and host Cody Rigsby is a sensation with his quick humor and relatable stories. By living authentically, his impact is far reaching. Cody has a brand new ride on Peloton called LOL Cody. There, he's bringing together fitness and entertainment by bringing on the biggest names in pop culture for a ride. I spoke with Cody about this and much more.
Fix your wigs, get your life together. This is how Peloton does after hours. In the early evening with a mug of hot tea.
Hi, welcome, Cody Rigsby. Thank you so much for being here.
Tracy, thank you so much for having me. And I'm so excited to talk about LOL Cody with you. So thank you so much for having me.
Yes, well, I want to say that I took LOL Cody this morning. I took that class, and you refer to it, I believe you refer to it as a talk show on wheels,
Yes.
which it absolutely is because my heart rate was in the cardio zone the entire time and it flew by.
Good. We love to hear that. That's the whole point, is making exercise distracting and entertainment. And so you forget about the work that you're doing and you're just having a good time and hopefully laughing the
Yes.
majority of it. So
Yes. Well, I want to start by asking you what was the genesis for LOL Cody?
well, I think first and foremost, I've had a really successful series at Peloton called XOXO Cody, where I kind of give hot takes on relationship advice and self-love, and I answer questions from members. And so it feels really interactive. It makes the community like feel a big part of it. And so I wanted to know, like, what's my next step? What's the next thing that I want to bring to the platform? And this is that perfect combination of marrying fitness with entertainment and also me getting to sharpening my hosting skills. So that's kind of like the genesis of what's going on. And I'm really proud of what we've been able to create. A lot of it is really about, in this ride, we have two different parts. We have an instructor guest, one of my colleagues at Peloton, and then we have a celebrity guest. And so that instructor part of it is really peeling back the curtain of what it's like to be a Peloton instructor, but also to see the relationship between us and kind of keep it real,
Yeah, I love that. And I also love the idea of amplifying one's colleagues. I think that's really lovely.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all stick with the idea that, a rising tide will lift all boats. And so there's so many seats at the table. And I always want to amplify my colleagues because they're amazing people. They're amazing at what they do. They have their own lane. They have their own voice. And so it's really a celebration of them, but also a celebration and letting people in on the relationships that we have together because we're such a supportive group and we're in each other's lives. And, in a lot of the dual rides that we do, maybe for an artist series or a special cultural moment at Peloton, you kind of see two authorities, two fitness instructors. And what I really wanted to do here was show what it feels like to see the friendship and the bonds between two Peloton instructors as well.
Yeah, I think you do that really well. It was lovely. And your first guest is Trixie Mattel, who's a fabulous drag queen. And I wonder if you would share a little bit about your earliest memories of drag, of being aware of it as an art form.
Yeah, I think when I go back to drag, I think about my upbringing in Greensboro, North Carolina, and we had one really big gay club called Warehouse. I think Warehouse 28 or 29, I don't know, but that was the gay club in Greensboro, North Carolina. And as I think about it at an early age, I think I was actually pretty standoffish to drag queens. I think there was a little bit of, I was still figuring out who I wanted to be. And there was like a little bit of internalized homophobia there. And so that's kind of one of my first memories. I think sometimes when we're figuring ourselves out, we kind of distance ourselves from these things that we see as wrong or too feminine or not masculine enough. And that's kind of like my initial reaction to drag queens. And now obviously I've worked through my bullshit and I am, so much more comfortable with
Yeah.
myself and have gotten rid of the majority of that internalized homophobia, I think.
Mm.
And so now drag is something that I adore. It's something that's part of my day to day. It's part of our culture, and I love celebrating it. And I love how, Trixie has been part of the RuPaul's Drag Race franchise. There's been so many different queens and so many different ways to interpret this art that have been shown to us. And I think it's awesome that we celebrate it and how different it is and how we embrace it as mainstream culture, but also in queer culture.
Mhm. Yeah, it's wonderful. Yeah, thank you for that. And what does it mean to you I mean, well, first off, you are one of the most popular Peloton instructors, at least in my estimation and world. And you're doing it authentically as yourself and bringing a little bit of queer culture to people who, maybe aren't in the queer community and don't live that day to day. What does it mean to you to share that with folks who are on the bike as well as, trying to get some exercise?
Yeah, I am a very out and proud gay man. In my younger years, it might have taken me a while to get there, but um, queer people, queer culture has felt like home to me for such a long time. And the mass majority of my life, I didn't feel like I had a place to belong. I didn't feel like I had a family. And my chosen family here in New York has, changed that. Queer culture has really influenced me and inspired me. And I take it as a great responsibility to create a better world with the platform that I have. And there are, over 7 million Peloton members, all coming from different walks of life, all living in different parts of the world. Maybe some of these people are living in more, conservative or rural areas in the country, and they don't know what it's like to have a gay friend or to even have a gay neighbor or a queer person in their life. And so I always think of Peloton as this kind of little gay Trojan horse that people buy this bike or they get onto the app or they buy a treadmill and they are really captivated by my content, by the workout. And I sprinkle in, tons of stories about my life as a queer man, queer music, queer storytelling. And it just reminds them that, or it is this place where they can change their mind, that they can, now they know someone that's gay. Now they know that someone's that is queer, and that might affect or change the way that they move throughout their own community and how they make decisions in their community. And so I always feel like it has kind of this influence and this domino effect. And it's just something that I'm super proud of with my platform at Peloton.
Yeah, as well you should be. And I was listening to you this morning when I was doing LOL Cody, and you talk about the whole life, which is, I
Yes.
mean, it's a joke. It's not a joke, but it's fun. It's kind of cheeky.
Yeah.
So really political in a way that you are on this massive platform and you're not watering down queer culture.
No, not
That
at all.
includes sex. And I think that's
Yeah.
really important. And would you comment on that as well? And the fact that Peloton provides this is you're allowed to do this at your job. I think that's really great.
No, no, you know what? What I love about Peloton is there are almost, I think, 50 instructors by now in different countries, different languages, different cultures. And at this point, we've have a cast of incredible instructors that have their own lane, that have their own story to tell. And, I don't want to play it safe. And I want to infuse authenticity and realness into everything that I do. And you know what? I'm a very sex positive person. I think that a lot of my life, especially as a gay man, there was a lot of shame, there was a lot of fear that was wrapped into my sex life. And so I feel like going on this platform and talking about it takes away shame, takes away guilt, and allows people to feel inspired to do whatever they want, obviously with consent, and as long as you're not hurting anybody. But I hope it inspires them to do what brings them pleasure or do what brings them joy and strip away all of this shame or guilt that we, not only queer people have been associated with sex, but all of us have been associating with sex, and have fun. Our life is too short. um we should be having good sex, and like it should be without shame, it should be without guilt. And so that's why it's really important for me to just like show up as a hoe and inspire people to be whatever hoe they want to be.
Would you just share where people can participate in LOL Cody?
Yeah, you can join me for LOL Cody, a talk show on wheels on the Peloton bike or the Peloton app. I cannot wait to see you there.
Thanks again to Cody for stopping by. You can ride with Cody now with Peloton's first ever talk show, LOL Cody.